Hey everybody, and welcome to my channel. Thank you all for tuning in and checking out this video. Appreciate you all so much, and stay tuned for more. Gonna keep on going and going. Ain't no stopping me.
I'm back and I'm healthy. Sorry I've been gone, everybody. I've definitely been extremely sick. And of course, the hurricane, many things amounted to my multiple week absence. But I came just back in time for NFL Week 9 football. We're at the mid-season point. Woo! Midseason awards all go to the Lions. Coach of the Year, MVP Jared Goff, Dan Campbell's Coach of the Year. Let's keep going. Defensive Player of the Year is Kirby Joseph, who I'm repping. It goes on. Every award should be a Lion right now. Maybe Joe Burrow might win MVP, but I'm giving it to Jared Goff, especially at the win at Lambeau. Let's not get too distracted, everybody. I also want to make some big announcements for scheduling. As for now on, I'm going to do recaps. That will be on Tuesdays. I'm going to do my game picks on Thursdays, right before the game. I might switch it to Wednesday. We'll see, depending on your interaction. But right now, we'll set it for Thursday. On my Patreon, on Saturday, I'm doing my starts and sits for the week for fantasy football. If you need help with that, definitely go check that. And then no matter what, whenever the Lions play, check my Instagram out for my reaction to the game from a real Lions fan. Woo, woo! All right. Now let's get it started on this NFL Week 9 recap. Great week of football. Let's break it down. I'm also going to give top performers for each team just to give you a relevant start of what's going on in the league. Let's break it down. Thursday Night Football, we had Houston at New York Jets. The Jets came out on top 21-13. Aaron Rodgers had 3 touchdowns, was looking good. His top receiver, Garrett Wilson, had 9 for 10. Receptions for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. Woo! Big day. Garrett Wilson. It's hard for me to compliment a Ohio State player, but I had to give the credit where it's due. Then we got Joe Mixon for the Houston Texans, even though they lost. He's been looking fantastic since injury. 24 rushes, 106 yards, and a touchdown. Woo! Let's go. He's doing great for the Texans. Texans need a rebound, but I don't know if they can against the Lions next week. We'll see on Sunday Night Football. Woo! Prime time action. Let's go. Let's see if Houston can bounce back. Now we moving on to the 1 o'clock slate games on Sunday. As we start off with the Dallas at Atlanta, 27-21. This game, in terms of score, it was a beatdown. Atlanta was coming after them. For the top performer for Atlanta, we had Darnell Mooney as Drake London went down after his touchdown. 5 for 9 receptions, 88 yards, and a touchdown. Woo, woo, woo. And then for the Dallas Cowboys, they had a top performer. You would be shocked. But sad news, let's let everyone know Dak Prescott will be out for multiple weeks. Keep an eye on that. I don't know how Cowboys are going to win a game with Cooper Rush. We'll see. But Rico Dowdle, 12 rushes, 75 yards, and a touchdown. So they had something moving on the ground after Ezekiel Elliott, Ohio State player, didn't want to show up to meetings and blah, 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 blah. So they had to go with him. And now they're going to activate Dalvin Cook from the practice squad. So Cowboys are in transition at the run game. Keep an eye on that. But overall in that game was not too much. Atlanta came on top. They're looking for a push for the NFC South. Looking to lock that division up. We still have a lot of games to go. But Atlanta is separating itself, especially with Tampa Bay losing to Kansas City when they had the shot to win in overtime. Should have went for 2. All right, let's not get too distracted. We have Denver at Baltimore. Baltimore smoked Denver 41-10. Woo! And one of my favorite players, Zay Flowers, the top performer for the Ravens, 5 for 6 receptions, 127 yards, 2 touchdowns. Let's go. Big day for Zay Flowers. And there was a top performer for Broncos. I mean, honestly, the game got out of hand. They kept going for a fourth and didn't seal the conversions. Cortland Sutton, 7 for 10 receptions, over 122 yards, season high. Woo! And that honestly, that game was entertaining to watch. I mean, Bo Nix is great, especially playing against the Ravens. I mean, look at the scoreboard. You might not think he had a good game. He actually caught a reception touchdown. That was cool to see. As a rookie, look out. Bright future ahead. Now we're moving on to the sad case for all my Miami fans. I'm sorry to break the news. You already know the news. It's Miami at Buffalo. They haven't beat Buffalo in the last 13 times of matchups. Whew, tough losses. It was 30-27. Buffalo. Their rookie Ray Davis shined with 2 for 2 receptions for 70 yards and a touchdown. Whew. Josh Allen spreading the ball. How can you stop him? And then we had Devin A-Chain with over 100 scrimmage yards, 1 rush touchdown, and 1 reception touchdown. He was carrying the team on his back, and it still wasn't enough for the win. But Tua was looking great, decisive, moving the ball around. Tyreek Hill actually got a catch, so it was great to see. But still, a sad loss. Hopefully Miami can turn it around with the season on the line for the future games ahead. With their terrible record, I believe they're 2-6. Tough, especially with the bye. New Orleans at Carolina, 23-22. Nail biter of a game came down to the wire. Carolina came out on top with a key stop. Chuba Hubbard, 15 rushes, 72 yards, 2 touchdowns. Wow. He's looking great. I haven't heard anything about Jonathan Brooks. Nothing. And then on the other side, it was definitely the run game for this game. That's all it was about. We had Alvin Kamara, 24 rushes for 155 yards, putting the team on his back. He's probably the only relative stat-producing player for the team probably now and moving forward. Good thing they gave him his contract, 2-year extension to lock him up. Now, moving on. We're going through the games right now. We had Las Vegas at Cincinnati. Cincinnati came out on top 41-24. As their top performer, Mike Gesicki, 5 for 6 receptions, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. With Joe Burrow throwing 5 touchdowns, even though he threw a pick 6, he threw 5 touchdowns. Woo! I mean, it's the Raiders. Hey, but still, 5 touchdowns? Come on. That's exciting. Then we had Jacoby Myers for the Raiders, 8 for 11 receptions with 105 yards. And then Brock Bowers with a touchdown. The team has its sparks. We'll see. I mean, they keep switching up the quarterback. It might be Spencer Rattler for the rest of the year. We'll see how it goes. They need to draft a quarterback coming up. They better draft a quarterback coming up. If they don't, it's going to blow my mind. And Raiders fans. So moving on. Los Angeles Chargers, Jim Harbaugh's team, taking on the Cleveland Browns. As Los Angeles Chargers come out on top 27-10. J.K. Dobbins, 14 rushes, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns. Wow. Let's go. He has arrived. It's hard for me to compliment Ohio State players, but it's all right. He's on Jim Harbaugh's team. It's okay. And they beat an Ohio team, so that's all. Let's go. I'm happy. Cedric Tillman, 6 for 11 receptions, 75 yards, and a touchdown. Look out. He's coming. He's taking over that job. I mean, you thought Jerry Jeudy, I mean, he's getting his love. Elijah Moore had high target count last game. But it looks like Cedric Tillman's about to take everything, especially Amari Cooper, to Buffalo. Moving on, we had a key division game, Washington at New York Giants. It was a tough, competitive game. Washington came out on top 27-22 with Terry McLaurin with 2 for 3 receptions and 2 touchdowns. Wow, scary Terry. Let's go. Then we had Theo Johnson, 3 for 6 receptions, 51 yards and a touchdown for the Giants. And then Daniel Jones doing all the rush touchdowns you could think of. He was trucking people. You got to watch that highlight. Made Giants fans feel good about themselves for a minute. Then we have New England at Tennessee, as Tennessee came out on top in overtime. But I would tell you this, you got to look up that highlight of Drake May throwing to Ramondre Stevenson for his reception touchdown to get them to overtime. That was a big play. Fantastic play from the rookie. Now, let's not get subsided. Tennessee did have a top performer, and Tony Pollard, 28 rushes, 128 rushing yards, no touchdowns, but still, that's fantastic. Running the ball. And then Ramondre Stevenson, 10 rushes, 16 yards. But he had a rush touchdown and a reception touchdown at a key point of the game. So, give the flowers. But Tennessee with a great win. They might win the AFC South. Who's going to win the AFC South? I don't know. It's like the worst division of football. We'll see how it goes. Then we had Chicago at Arizona. 29-9. Arizona coming out on top, making all of the Bears coaching staff be put on the hot seat after such a loss. I cannot pronounce this player's name, but I'm going to try my best. Mario DeMarcado with 4 rushes, 59 yards, and a touchdown. And then Chicago, Roma Doomsday showing out as a rookie. 5 for 7 receptions and 104 yards. Had a key catch down the seam. But yeah, still a tough loss for Chicago. I can't wait for the Lions to play on Thanksgiving Day. It's going to be a big day. We finally might win a Thanksgiving game. I don't know. We'll see. All right, moving on. We have Jacksonville at Philadelphia. Doug Pearson's reunion game to Philly since leaving. But Philly came out on top 28-23 with the top performer and the top highlight of the year, Saquon Barkley. Let me try to reiterate it. Just jump. All right, I can't do it. Jump back. Woo. Jumping backwards. Woo, you got to watch it. That was crazy. All right. So let's see his stat line. 27 rushes for 159 rush yards and 2 touchdowns. Woo. And then Jacksonville honestly didn't have a top performer. I mean, Trevor Lawrence ran in 2 touchdowns. That's probably really it. I wrote down Evan Ingram, but all he got was 45 yards. I mean, he didn't beat the 50-yard mark, but had a lot of targets. So we'll see how it goes. And then for the game of the week that everybody was watching, Detroit at Green Bay. Detroit came out on top, whooped them in the rain. It whooped them in the elements, the Dome team did. Right? Sun God, 7 for 7, 100%. 56 yards, 1 touchdown. Best freaking hands in the game. Then you had Jaden Reed on the other side with 5 for 6 receptions, 113 yards. Can't smack at that. Jordan Love was not looking good. They need to start Malik Willis. Get him out there. Get him out there. Save the Green Bay season. We'll see if they do that. Maybe not. All right, now moving on. Another key division game. LA Rams at Seattle. Rams came out on top in overtime at 26-20, even though Puka Nacua got ejected. Whew, poor guy, but Rams came out on top. Stafford was looking great. Key throw to Demarcus Robinson on a play action. 6 for 9 receptions, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. Woo! That receiver looked great. And then on Seattle's side, with DK Metcalf out, we have Jackson Smith-Njigba. 7 for 13 receptions, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. He has arrived, man. There's a lot of Ohio State players being top performers. Where are all my Michigan guys at? Where you at? All right, moving on. Sunday night prime time. They flexed this game in. I don't know why it ended up being Indianapolis, Minnesota. The Rams, Seattle, the Lions, Green Bay are way better games. Even Washington, New York is a better game. But they're going to flex Indiana at Minnesota. Joe Flacco with the start. Minnesota comes out on top 21-13 with Justin Jefferson, 7 for 9 receptions and 137 yards. Woo! And then you had Josh Downs on the other side, 6 for 9 receptions, 60 yards. He actually beat the 50-yard mark. So, it was a boring game, Sunday night game. We all wish the Lions were on there. But the Lions will be on their Sunday Night Football against the Houston Texans coming up. Let's go. We won't disappoint America's team. New America's team, baby. That's what you need to start calling us, New America's team. Or the team to beat, or the best team in the NFL. All right, let's not get too carried away. And then Monday Night Football just concluded. Tampa Bay at Kansas City. They gave us a game, overtime. Kansas City came out on top, 30-24, with that Kareem Hunt touchdown at the end. But, overall, Tampa Bay put up a fight. Cade Otton had a big game, 8 for 11 receptions, 77 yards, a touchdown. He was looking great. Especially with Mike Evans being out. He was stepping up. Trey Palmer had a good game, stepping up. And then for the other side, Kansas City Chiefs top form. They had 2. It's definitely the career high for Travis Kelce with the 14 catches. Fantastic. And then DeAndre Hopkins just arrived to the team. They just traded for him. First game as a Chief. Balls out. Remind us who he is, one of the best receivers in football with 8 for 9 receptions, 86 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Looks super fresh out there. And I want to give credit to give credit. He probably doesn't want me to use his name, but he knows who he is. My boy was calling it. He started his fan. He got him. He believed in him. I was doubting it. I thought he was whatever, you know. I mean, I was like, let's wait for Holiday Brown, you know. But DeAndre Hopkins balled out. I just want to give credit out. I'm not going to give that name out. You already know who he is. And it wasn't me, though. I was definitely doubting. And, yeah, he came out on top. Kansas City came out on top. And great game. Fantastic game. I'm sure Taylor Swift was happy. But that is my recap, everybody, for the week. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoy all my new settings that I have implemented for many things in terms of my setup, in terms of my office. And stay tuned for updates. I'm definitely trying to upload and get this rocking, my Davin's cookies. It's definitely going to come soon. Stay tuned. I will definitely update you when that is running. But overall, appreciate you guys watching this video. It's always a good time. I'm so happy to be back. And great times ahead as we got a lot of football ahead of us, especially at the mid-season mark. Thank you all for watching. Tune in this Thursday for my NFL game picks to help get you ready for what you are supposed to expect for the next NFL Week 10 arriving soon. Catch y'all later. Peace. And represent my boy Kirby Joseph. Let's go. Don't forget, Kirby #1, baby. Peace.
Thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe to get notified for all my future content that I will be publishing out on all the sports that are out there that I love and hold dear. The 4 meccas: baseball, hockey, football, basketball. Let's go. Pump, pump, pump. Appreciate you all giving me your ear and your time. Thank you all again for tuning in, and I appreciate all of you so very much. Please tune in next time for more. Let's go.